Hey everyone, I'm Bonnie Shah from LA Libations. I'm our VP of Marketing and Innovation. Today, I'm sitting here with our CEO, Danny Stepper. Hello, Danny.
Hi there.
So as part of the Kroger Wellness Experience, we're going to be talking to you guys about entrepreneurship, retail disruption, and what it takes to be that next healthy brand, beverage or snack that's going to make it in retail. So why don't we get started by talking about LA Libations and who we are?
Yeah, absolutely. So at our core, we're entrepreneurs. And we play in the beverage space. We're creators, incubators, accelerators of emerging brands. And we've been involved with some of the biggest beverages of the last decade, like Zico Coconut Water, which was sold to Coke, Core Water, which sold to Keurig Dr. Pepper, Body Armor. So we live in this space. It's a very exciting, energetic space. We're very close with some of the biggest retailers on the planet, like Kroger, who are awesome. And we're just out hustling, trying to prove concepts.
So what are some of the major things that we are working on this year, and how has our world changed over the last year?
So we've had a really big year. We've been a part of some of the largest deals in the beverage business this year. So we introduced Coke to Molson Coors, and that led to the Topo Chico hard seltzer deal. We did the Zen Water deal with Lance Collins, who's a longtime collaborator, mentor, coach of mine, and Molson Coors invested in that. And we've got some really big stuff coming. Ariba, Chelada, Molson Coors invested in last week. So we got some great stuff cooking. Like I said, Bonnie, we're entrepreneurs, so we're just getting started.
Yeah. I think one thing that, to inspire the community that's going to be watching us, how do you even go about getting brands in retailers? We really started off as beverage brokers that took better for you products to retail. How did we do that? How do brands do that?
So one of the amazing things about beverage is all the growth is coming from new stuff. Literally, if you're new, that's really a good thing and it's working for you. The problem is only 2% of brands get to 10 million in revenue. So that's a big conundrum. So it really all starts with the entrepreneur, their passion, how much they care, and then it gets to the brand. What is the brand's reason to be? You can't just create a brand to make money. There has to be a reason for it to exist in this world. If you don't have that, you should just hang up your cleats right now. Your brand really has to have a reason to be, and it really starts with the entrepreneur and their mission.
So you've said a few things that I'd like to highlight in talking about brands. And if there were to be three things that you measure a brand on, what are those three things?
So the first thing for sure is the entrepreneur, the guy or gal that has an idea, that creates something in their garage, calls their parents, their friends and family, raises money, does that first production run, and just feels so passionate about that. The brand has to have this passion behind it. That's the first thing. The second thing, really, you have to understand how to get to a place where consumers can find it. So whether it's distribution or retail, you have to either partner with someone or find someone that can help you get there if you don't understand it. And then the last thing is you have to just have this mentality of don't quit, because it's so hard. So many brands fail. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta believe in it so much that you'll get through all those pitfalls.
What do you think is one of the most important things for brands to invest in when they first get started? Is it a branding agency? Is it a formulation house? Or is it a brokerage company that can help you get your foot out in the door?
So the first thing you need to do, even though we are a third party and we help a lot of brands, I don't think that's the biggest idea, to invest in a third party like LA Libations or an agency or stuff like that. You have to figure out how to prove your concept. You have to create a brand that is so important that it has a right to exist. And then once you have that and you believe in that, then you got to prove your concept. And that's when you partner with people like us or an agency or whatever.
Yeah. And maybe even adding in there, having good friends and advisors to guide you along the way.
Yeah, it's really hard. All the entrepreneurs that we meet with are very close with the equity. They don't want to give out equity, but if you look at the brands that have actually succeeded, there's a lot of partnership involved. They partner with people that have been there before and have done it. There's a few examples of people that have done it on their own, but it's incredibly challenging. So the more that you can find people that have made the mistakes and can tell you to not make those mistakes, it's a big deal.
Awesome. So what are you most passionate about the beverage industry? What is it?
So for me, it's the creativity. Like, it's literally like having a kernel of an idea in your head and saying, this solves a problem that everybody is trying to solve, and then creating that. And it's the liquid, it's the brand, it's the trademark, it's the packaging, it's all that stuff. To me, that's the most exciting part of any business, but especially the beverage business, is creativity.
That's awesome. I think one of the things that upsets me most about the beverage space at the moment is the fact that a lot of the better for you products are not able to reach the low income community and groups. You know, a lot of the time high sugar products are targeted to that market, and I'd really like to see that change.
Yeah, you're right. So a lot of the really healthy stuff focuses on a really niche audience that has a lot of disposable income. But what really lights my fire is brands like Body Armor that are creating better for you Gatorade. It doesn't have red dye, it doesn't have artificial preservatives, and it's solving a problem, you know, which is sports drinks for that space. So to me, you know, I'd like to see entrepreneurs create something more mainstream. Like, you can make something that's $7.99 and very niche-y, that's cool. But if you can make something that's very mainstream that can reach the masses, that's really cool.
Yeah, and perhaps we can talk a little bit about what we're doing with Molson Coors in our brand creation projects. And I think it's pretty cool that we could leverage their distribution to help get the products out to everybody.
Yeah, so when Molson Coors invested in us, it was a huge, huge day for us and our company. They changed the name of their company the same day that they invested. They changed their name from the Miller Coors Brewing Company to the Molson Coors Beverage Company, and they decided they're going to be a total beverage company. They're going to play in non-alc, and they decided to partner with us. Massive shift and pivot, and shows there's a real underdog story that's being written with Molson Coors right now that we're all in the front row seat of. It's fascinating, but they are making moves in the non-alc space that are phenomenal. They've done deals with Lance Collins with brands like Zen Water. Obviously, the Topo Chico hard seltzer deal is a big one that they did. But there's a ton of more stuff coming that we can't talk about, but it's really, really fascinating how committed and passionate they are about this space.
And perhaps this is the perfect segue to talk about what Danny and I are going to be doing over the next few months as we lead up to the Kroger Wellness Experience. So together, we're going to be interviewing beverage entrepreneurs. We're going to talk about what it takes to break out in retail and what you can do to prepare for innovation and what's coming and reading the trends. So we're also going to be doing these really fun rapid fire questions with all of our brand partners that we speak with, and hopefully through that, we're going to give you guys some really great industry secrets and insights that can help you.
I got one right now, Bonnie. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What ingredients are trending and why?
Ooh. Monk fruit, because it's 0 calorie with the same level of sweetness. What questions do you get most from beverage entrepreneurs?
Where are the bodies buried? There's so many things that can go wrong, and so many beverages fail. So entrepreneurs are always asking me, like, what is the biggest thing that I should watch out for? And what I always tell them is, you know what, play your game. Like, don't worry about failing. If you're only keeping your eye on the ball and failing, you're not going to win. Just go win. And if there's some things that come up, we'll guide you along the way.
That's a great one.
Yep. So Bonnie, what's the best way to scale an emerging beverage?
Ooh, I would say go deep, not wide in a market.
What does that mean? Explain that.
As opposed to jumping and going into any retailer that's interested in you across the country, I would focus on a market. I would zoom in and really win in your backyard or in the backyard that you choose, and make sure that you build awareness, that you build a steady stream of income and brand awareness before you start spreading yourself thin, your marketing dollars thin, and your sanity thin. What categories did LA Libations disrupt this year, and with which brands?
So a bunch. So with Mad Vine, we disrupted soda with a better for you soda with Mad Vine. Probiotic kombucha, shelf stable kombucha. We did that with Huza. Zen water. We're disrupting, Zen. We have a little role in Body Armor, which I'm very excited about, which is disrupting sports drinks. So we're playing in all of them.
Awesome. Well, that's my last question for you, unless you have any other questions for me.
That's it.
Thanks, guys. Tune in for our next episode. We're going to be speaking to Athletic Brewing Co. We're going to be speaking to Bill, the founder of the brand, on how to keep well during the holidays.